The Tale of Two Tax Regimes Part 2. After Effects. The Master Stroke, the Government's Intent, and Inflationary Domino Effect. My dear tax aficionados, now that we've sliced and diced the tax changes, let's put on our detective hats and uncover the why behind these reforms. What exactly was the Indian government thinking? Was this an act of fiscal benevolence, a shrewd economic maneuver, or just a tax roller coaster that leaves us screaming at our CA every March? Brace yourselves, for we are about to unravel the master plan behind these reforms and explore their impact on inflation, economic stability, and national prosperity. The government's intent: why rock the tax boat? Governments don't just change tax regimes for fun, or do they? Every move is carefully orchestrated, and the 2025 budget's tax reforms reflect a well-thought-out strategy. Here's the potential intent: boost consumption to power economic growth. The new tax structure reduces the burden on the middle class, which means more disposable income in their hands. Higher disposable income affiliates higher spending, which leads to a demand surge across sectors like retail, real estate, and automobiles. This could kickstart the economy much like a high-octane energy drink after a Monday morning meeting. Simplify compliance and widen the tax base. The government has been pushing for a simplified, exemption-free tax system to reduce tax evasion. By making the new regime more attractive, they are nudging taxpayers to voluntarily move away from loophole-ridden exemptions and adopt transparency. Fewer deductions, yet fewer opportunities to hide income, making the tax system cleaner and more efficient. Shift focus from tax saving to investment-driven growth. Previously, taxpayers were forced to invest in tax-saving instruments, PPF, ELSS, NPS, etc., to lower their liabilities. Now, with the new regime reducing reliance on exemptions, people may channel their savings into real estate, stock markets, and startups instead of hoarding money in traditional schemes. This could stimulate capital markets and spur private investment, attract foreign investment, and improve India's tax ranking. India's taxation system has often been criticized for being complex and filled with too many deductions. A streamlined tax regime makes India more competitive globally, attracting FDI, foreign direct investment, and boosting ease of doing business. If done right, India could climb the ranks of tax-friendly nations, making it a global economic powerhouse. Inflation, the tax cuts versus price surge battle. Now let's tackle the burning question. How will inflation react to these tax changes? More disposable income, higher demand, inflation spike. With tax cuts putting more money in people's pockets, demand for goods and services could rise. A surge in demand without an immediate increase in supply equals inflationary pressure. Sectors like real estate, consumer goods, and hospitality might see hikes due to increased demand. Potential supply-side response. If businesses anticipate higher demand, they might increase production, which could balance out inflation in the long run. However, this depends on how quickly industries can scale up. If supply lags behind demand, we could see short-term inflationary spikes. Investment boom, inflation control. If more savings are directed toward business investments and infrastructure, we might see long-term economic growth that offsets inflationary risks. An increase in industrial and manufacturing output could help stabilize prices over time. Monetary policy adjustments. If inflation rises beyond acceptable levels, the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, might step in with interest rate hikes. Higher interest rates ease costlier loans and reduced spending, which could counteract inflation but might also slow down growth. It's a delicate balancing act, much like trying to enjoy biryani while on a strict diet. One wrong move and everything crumbles. Possible outcomes: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Best case scenario: increased disposable income boosts economic activity, investments rise, and inflation remains under control as supply meets demand. India improves its global ranking as a tax-friendly nation, attracting investors and businesses. Worst case scenario: inflation spikes uncontrollably, forcing RBI to hike interest rates aggressively, slowing down growth. Government faces a revenue shortfall, leading to cuts in infrastructure and social spending. Most likely scenario: Short-term inflation increases moderately, but investment-driven growth stabilizes the economy over time. Taxpayers slowly shift to the new regime, and the government finds ways to compensate for revenue loss through other tax measures, like GST tweaks or indirect taxes. Final thoughts: the grand tax experiment of 2025. The 2025 tax reforms aren't just about lower slabs and fewer exemptions. They're a bold economic experiment. The government's intent is to make taxation simpler, consumption-driven, and investment-focused. Inflation may see short-term spikes, but long-term gains could outweigh initial turbulence if managed correctly. The ultimate impact depends on how taxpayers adapt and how businesses respond to the newfound purchasing power. So will this be India's golden tax era or just another chapter in our fiscal soap opera? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, tax season just got a lot more interesting. Where does India stand on the global stage post-tax reforms? Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the grand finale of this tax odyssey. After dissecting the why, how, and who gets richer or poorer, it's time for the million-dollar question. How do these tax reforms position India on the global economic leaderboard? Are we finally heading towards a simplified tax paradise that attracts investors like moths to a flame? Or are we still lost in a bureaucratic maze of slabs, deductions, and fine print? Let's evaluate where India stands in the global tax race, for better or worse. One global comparison: where does India rank? To understand India's post-2025 tax regime in a global context, let's stack it up against some economic heavyweights. India's corporate tax rate, 25%, is competitive but not the lowest. Personal tax slabs, 0 to 30%, are comparable to many nations, but the lack of exemptions in the new regime makes it similar to Western models. India is moving towards a Singapore-like system, favoring a simplified, exemption-free tax structure. However, we are not fully there yet. Our compliance system still requires improvement to match global leaders like Singapore and the UAE. 2. Will India become a tax haven? Nope, not yet, and probably not ever. India is too big to be a tax haven. But here's where things get interesting. India is making taxation investor-friendly without losing revenue. Pros: why investors might flock to India. Competitive corporate tax. 25% is low enough to attract MNCs, but high enough to ensure tax revenues. No wealth tax, no estate tax. A big relief for the ultra-rich, unlike in Europe. Simpler personal taxation. The new regime removes a lot of compliance headaches, making it easier for foreign employees and startups. Stable growth and large consumer base. Even if tax rates aren't the lowest, India's market size, 1.4 people, is a major attraction. Cons: why we won't be another Dubai or Singapore. GST and compliance, still a headache. While direct taxes are improving, indirect taxation, GST, still remains complex, high import duties. India protects local industries with heavy tariffs, unlike tax havens that thrive on free trade. Unpredictable policy changes. Investors fear retrospective tax changes. Remember the Vodafone and KN cases. Stability is key. 3. The global reputation shift. India as a business hub. One of the biggest goals of the 2025 tax reform is to improve India's global standing in business and investment. Let's examine its impact on key rankings. Verdict: India won't be a tax haven, but it will become a more attractive investment hub for startups, tech firms, and global businesses. Foreign professionals might prefer India more, as taxation is becoming simpler and more predictable. Global ranking for tax competitiveness will improve, but we won't match the UAE-Singapore model. 4. The future. What can India do to dominate the global tax scene? To truly become a tax and investment powerhouse, India still needs a few extra policy changes. 1. Further simplify GST. Reduce rate slabs, currently 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%, to just 2 slabs for ease. Improve refund processing and compliance timelines. This is where Singapore and UAE outshine us. 2. More tax incentives for startups and foreigners. Countries like Singapore offer tax-free incentives for first 3 years to attract businesses. India should do the same for startups, reduce withholding taxes on foreign investments to make India attractive for global funds. 3. Transparent long-term tax policies. End retrospective taxation permanently. Investors fear sudden changes in tax laws. Commit to no major tax hikes for at least 10 years, ensuring policy stability. 5. The final word. Taxation in India. A leap forward or just another adjustment? The bright side. India is becoming more business-friendly, and the new regime simplifies personal taxation. Corporate tax remains globally competitive, helping attract investment. Tax compliance will improve, potentially moving India up the global rankings. The challenges: short-term economic turbulence, inflation, fiscal deficit concerns. GST and indirect tax reforms still needed. Not quite a tax haven. Ultra-rich will still look at Dubai and Singapore for tax-free benefits. The final take. The 2025 tax changes put India on a progressive global path, but we're not yet a tax utopia. With stable policies and further simplifications, India could become a top 10 tax-friendly nation in the next decade.